Working with the variance analysis, the first few terminologies that you need to know about are the static budget and the flexible budget variances. So the static budget, simply put, is the original budget that is created before the period starts. It does not change throughout the period, and it reflects the best estimate of production, sales, labor material costs, overhead costs, and selling and admin costs. And as I mentioned, the static budget does not change throughout the year. It is based off of some level of output that was planned before the period started. So simply put, the static budget is equal to standard quantity times standard price. So these quantity and price has been pre-planned. Next thing you want to know about is the actual results. So this is what happened during the year. And this is actual quantity times actual price. Okay. All right. At this point, you have your first variance, which is called the static budget variance, SBVAR. And that is simply static budget minus actual results. But this wouldn't tell you a complete story for your variance. The reason is you are comparing a pre-planned amount of quantity to be sold versus what was actually sold. And that doesn't tell you the complete story for the variance. So what you need to do is you need to compare apples to apples. And for that, you have to create something called the flexible budget. So flexible budget, we'll denote that as FB, is simply take an actual quantity that was sold and multiply that by standard price. Now with the flexible budget created, you have two variances to look at. The first one is the flexible budget variance and the second one is the sales volume variance. So flexible budget variance. So that's flexible budget minus actual results. Okay, and then there's sales volume variance. I'm going to denote that as SV variance, which is flexible budget minus static budget. This is the price variance. And this is the quantity variance. Now, why is that? So quickly take a look at that. So let's first take a look at the flexible budget variance. As we mentioned, it's the flexible budget minus actual results. This could also be written as actual quantity times standard price minus actual quantity times actual price. Now if you see here, this can also be written as actual quantity times standard price minus actual price. And this is why this can also be called as the price variance. So you're keeping the quantity same, you're taking the difference of the prices and multiplying that with the quantity to find out how much variance is due to the price. Now let's take a look into the next one, which is the sales volume variance. We said that's flexible budget minus the static budget. So we can write that, we can also write that as actual quantity times standard price minus standard quantity times standard price. Or we can also write that as standard price times actual quantity minus standard quantity. So there, as I mentioned, sales volume variance can also be called the quantity variance. So in the next video, we're going to look into the direct material variances.